It is extraordinarily early, 5 a.m., and I just drove for 40 minutes to get out here to take some real estate photos of this building. May has been another exciting month of dividend investing, so let's go through and show all the dividends I got, what I've invested in, what's new, and what's worth continuing going forward. And the stock market has been interesting lately. Nvidia blew up because of the prospective value of AI and all the chips they're making, everything they're doing there. Other things have totally plummeted. Ford and Tesla are kind of getting together on their chargers. All these different things are happening, and it's pretty wild right now. And significantly, year to date, the stock market is up somewhere between 4 and 9%, depending on what you've invested in. And so it's actually not bad as far as the year has gone overall. It just still feels bad. It feels so variable and crazy. All right, let's fire up the spreadsheet and see what we've got here. So this month, I made a number of purchases because I think it's fun, and so I did that. The number one thing I bought was Acre, which is Aries Commercial Real Estate, 15 bucks, got a share. The next was Ready Capital Corp, ticker symbol RC, spent $11 and got a share. Energy Transfer, ticker symbol ET, spent $13 and got a share. You can see the trend here. Hercules Capital, HTGC is the ticker symbol there, and I got a share for 14 bucks. And then finally I rounded it out with $12 to Tronox, which is TROX. I've continued in the foolish trend of buying individual stocks and largely just dividend yield surfing, which is foolish. And I'm just figuring this out with you. If this is the first time you've seen this video in this series, I'm figuring out dividend investing along with you. I'm reading 3 books right now about it, doing tons of research online, so I'm gonna share all those findings with you. But part of the problem with these dividend yields that are really high is that it may not even actually be that high. It's just that the stock price maybe plummeted recently, and a lot of them have. So the way it works is, let's say a company decides they're gonna pay a share of 25 cents per share per quarter. Then if their stock price drops by 20%, the percentage of that 25 cents now all of a sudden has gone way up, because it's like, oh, well, this fraction of our share price now looks really big because our share price has shrunk. Not because it's actually that huge, it's just relative to where it was, now it's small. And so it can be a really deceptive thing. And whenever you look through some of these ticker symbols, you can go back and see the history and be like, oh wow, they're down 55% in the last year or more. And that's where some of those really high dividend yields are, where it'll be like a 70% dividend yield or whatever. It's like, okay, they're probably not in a financial state to even pay the dividends. So I'm steering clear of those that are like really, really high dividends because I just frankly don't trust them. But even still, I'm picking really high dividends. 8-10% dividends seem really attractive, but I'm still leery and I'm still just learning. And this is a small portion of everything we have invested, so I'm not that worried about it, but do it all with a grain of salt and let's continue to figure this out together. One of the things that I'm studying now that I really want to lay out clearly for myself and for you if you want to learn in the future is just the difference between investing in individual dividend stocks like I bought this month for a total of $64 versus investing in dividend paying ETFs, which are like a mix of different investments, all with the goal of paying a dividend. But what's the difference? How much more money can we make one or the other? What do taxes look like one way or the other? I want to find out all those answers. So if you're not subscribed yet, now's the time to do that so that you don't miss that future video. Okay, let's go over all the dividends I made this month and how much money that was and what the overall return was. AT&T paid out, JEPI, of course, weekly, our friend there that gives us 2 cents every Friday, AG&C, EPD, PSEC, and finally the last day of the month, the 31st, we got $3.50 from EBR. That was the single biggest payout, was EBR, which is, what's that company? Arbor Realty Trust. I'm sorry, not EBR, ABR. So Arbor Realty Trust came in clutch at the very end of the month and basically doubled our overall yield here. So that's very nice of them, thank you. That means this month, with a total of $861 invested in Robinhood in the dividend account, I got $5.59 in dividends. Not quite a burrito. I measured dividends in Mexican food apparently. So didn't quite get enough to buy a burrito, maybe a taco or two, not bad. And that means this period's return, so just for this month alone, that's equal to 0.65%, also not the best. And if that was the yearly rate of return, that would amount to 7.79%. Actually pretty good, pretty darn good. And this doesn't account for any potential like market appreciation, capital appreciation of the stock itself. This is strictly the dividends. So I'm not even factoring in the stock price change whatsoever. And maybe I should, maybe because that right now is, if anything, going down and not up. But for the purposes of this spreadsheet and these update videos and my own calculations, I'm really only thinking about the dividends. So as a running total from this year, 2023, now we've been doing this for what, 5 months? 4 months? The total that I've invested overall, all in, somehow my math has been wrong, $925. Is that right? It doesn't feel right. Gotta double check your spreadsheets, guys. Oh yeah, that's not right. I feel like with all my spreadsheets, I can't just forget about how I originally built them because I end up building in an error like this. So the actual total contributions that I've had this whole year, $861. Total dividends, $20.88, which doesn't sound like a lot. But technically, the running rate of return thus far this year is not bad, 2.43%. Now, month to month, I've been averaging something closer to like 7%. And so because we've only been doing this for a few months, we're only in the 2s. But frankly, I'm happy with that. Stay right there. Let me show you the book that I'm reading right now and studying to learn more about dividends to share with you. This little bad boy. So it's interesting so far. This guy isn't like a professional investor, I don't think. He seems like sort of a guy who blew up on a popular investing blog, who then wrote a book. And I'm not made it very far in. I've got my little note-taking tabs here from Amazon that I'm gonna start using, thankfully. And so far, he's really just touted how great it is to have investment income, and he's pooped on the idea that market appreciation is worthwhile, which I should have expected reading a dividend book, but that's kind of been the opposite of how I've invested so far in my life. So it'll be really interesting to see how that kind of finishes out and what his eventual arguments are. My big question so far, with dividends in general, but also with his approach, is why is market appreciation so bad? Why don't we just let the market appreciation happen, let the value of the stock go up, like it grows, it's a growth stock, and then when you need some income, you just sell a little bit? What's wrong with that? Why do I need the dividend itself to be paying me every month, whether I want it or not? Why don't I just choose when I want the income? Let's see what he says. Future video. All right, I gotta go back to taking some more real estate photos because it's that time in my life where I'm trying to make some extra money on the side. So let's go shoot this building. You know, it's odd to me that you would send me out to take pictures of this building when it's not done. We're missing exterior finishes, we're missing signage, we're missing all these drive-through signs. And there's extra material left out here on the patio, just chilling, being trash. It's a little bit messy. And yet, they want photos taken. Okay. All that means to me is this is the first of 2 trips, and you'll have me back in a few months when the place is actually done. Whatever. Ooh, check this out. I found a new penny. 2023 even. Nice.